Hey guys, I'm finally doing another one of these live reactions to a death battle. I've really been wanting to do another one since the first one was, of course, the Ben 10 versus Green Lantern. I was a Green Lantern fan, but I knew nothing about Ben 10, so I was thinking, yeah, Green Lantern, smoke that little fuck. But I read the comments and said, like, ugh. And usually I defend Death Battle, like, against the whiny fanboys, but this time it looked like, yeah, they really fucked up. So I also wanted to do Johnny Cage versus F-Zero, Captain Falcon, but some stupid glitch with the webcam, it wasn't recording. Then the next one, Lobo versus Ghost Rider, I was like, oh yeah, classic Marvel versus DC matchup. I'll record that, and then it happened again. So this one, this one definitely gonna do because yeah, I grew up with Power Rangers, the adaptation of Koryu Sentai Ju Ranger, and of course, just like they love like the Dragon Ranger Burai back in Japan, it was the same with his counterpart here, Tommy Oliver. I mean, yeah, he was awesome. I'd show you the deluxe Green Lantern figure I have, one of the modern ones, but it's in one of these bins. I live in Florida, and god damn, I was like making preparations, keeping valuable stuff in bins, gonna duct tape them all up, but these past couple days it's been practically nothing, just drizzly and overcast and breezy, and missing 2 days of work because of this. Yeah, I'm gonna get paid still because I'll just time off because the office closed or hurricane, but that's not the point. At least I have extra time to do this video. Because, yeah, like I said, big Power Rangers fan when I was growing up. Love Tommy the Green Ranger. And also, I like Godzilla movies too. I'm not like a big extra. I haven't seen all 30 plus of them. I've seen quite a few, but the only one with Mechagodzilla I think I've seen was that weird one, Tokyo SOS. And of course, he wasn't in the newest one. It had everyone else. It had Rodan, Mothra, Ghidorah, but no Mechagodzilla yet. Which is weird because the other American Godzilla franchise had the cartoon series to pick up after the 1998 Roland Emmerich one. For some reason, they kept making up their own kaiju. They didn't put... Perfect opportunity to put, like, Rodan or Ghidorah in the cartoon episodes, but no, the only thing that looked like it was a pre-established kaiju villain was this... I was thinking it was like some Cyberzilla thing that was obviously supposed to be a take on Mechagodzilla, but... fuck it, I'm rambling, so... Alright, got it lined up, we're just gonna watch it now. 3, 2, 1, go.
Fun fact, did you know 66% of men lose their hair by age 35? Well, maybe not so fun, but Hims is here to help as the one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions.
I liked it when Death Battle didn't have so many ads in
Death Battle viewers can get a trial
video. Just saying.
Right now, while supplies last.
I just check to make sure everything's okay with the record. Yeah, it's still going.
This could cost hundreds from a typical pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/deathbattle. That's FORHIMS.com.
Well, they know their audience. It's mostly male.
Forhims.com/deathbattle.
Yeah, it's Rooster Teeth now, not Screw Attack. I like the old intro, though, the old motif.
Whether they are benevolent deities or harbingers of doom, dragons are freaking awesome.
Hell yeah! Especially
Ridley!
Like the
When do we get Metroid 5? Not Metroid Prime 4, Metroid
And
5!
The dangerous and mysterious Mechagodzilla.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Yeah, I've only seen one movie with Mechagodzilla in it, but
After being stuck in a garbage
I have seen
can
Koryu
for
Sentai Ju
10,000
Ranger,
years,
so...
the evil Rita Repulsa was understandably pretty pissed, so she decided to destroy the world. Hey, I'd be mad too, but that's a hell of a hot take.
And so Earth's guardian, Zordon, put a plan into motion. 5 heroic teenagers would defend the planet with their Dinozords. They were the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Or Jew Ranger!
And spandex would have a tough time fighting an ancient
You know, the
witch,
romanization
but
of
they
Jew
got
Ranger,
used
it's
to
like they were
taking out
trying to make it the very last word in the
pretty
English
quick,
dictionary.
like a normal
ZYU.
9 to 5,
Just
with
saying.
robots.
But Rita had a plan. If her creatures could not defeat the heroes, she would create her own Ranger.
The Green Ranger, along with his robo-reptile, the Dragonzord.
and he's still like what's his name, Jason David Frank, still pretty much symbolizes the Power Ranger community.
At
He's
90
active in
meters
cons
tall
and
and nearly
shit.
200 tons, the Dragonzord.
I've never
was
actually
a
seen
match
him
for
though.
the
I've
other
seen David
Rangers,
Yost and
even
Walter
their
Jones at a con
Megazord.
once.
Dragonzord's got a heavy-duty arsenal, like finger missiles. It's like flicking the gunk from under your nails at people, but it explodes.
Why do you have gunk under your fingers?
To flick at people. Duh. That fin isn't just a cool headpiece, it shoots energy waves. And if D-Zord feels like stomping around, watch out for literally shocking earthquakes.
Despite such long-range weaponry, the Dragonzord seems best suited to fighting up close with its strong grappling arms and highly flexible drill tail. This drill is so impressive, it cut through a cocoon prison even the supposedly superior Megazord couldn't escape.
Yeah, that thing's 5 Zords in one. Guess teamwork doesn't always make the dream work.
The Dragonzord's pilot has even bested the other Rangers in combat on his own. Luckily, they helped him break free from Rita's control, and he eagerly joined their fight against the forces of evil. This is Tommy Oliver.
Tommy wasn't just some rando off the street. This guy is an expert martial artist and super dedicated to ranger work. So much so, he kept wearing the tights for years and even mentored other teams. He summons and controls the Dragonzord with the Dragon Dagger by playing it like a flute. Wait, are all knives secretly flutes?
They've never, not been flutes.
Oh my god, really? Wait a minute, why didn't this come up in poultry science class?
Chickens don't like music?
How stupid do you think I am? Chickens love music! Ah! God, this is what they mean by a sharp note!
As the Green Ranger, Tommy draws power from a universe
I got
energy
nothing.
called the Morphin Grid.
His grid connection powers the Dragonzord too. He's a superhero and a battery.
Though like most other Zords, enough damage can disrupt the Dragonzord's connection to the Morphin Grid and take it down for good.
But good luck trying. The Dragonzord is super strong. It made short work of Rita's monsters and even beat the Megazord, which has an average power output of 50,000 megavolts. That's the same kind of power as a nuclear warhead.
The Megazord was strong enough to punch a 10,000-ton monster about 40 meters
Yeah,
off the
Power
ground.
Rangers versus
A punch
Voltron.
worth
I just started
90
watching
million
Netflix
newtons of
Voltron,
force.
and
The big
I was actually
bee can
rooting
even
for
fly past
them, even
escape
though
velocity and reach the moon.
I've known about
That's
Power
over
Rangers far
30
longer.
times the speed of sound.
The Dragonzord is also extremely durable, possibly more so than any other individual Zord of its generation. The Megazord once threw it into this mountain, which shattered. By comparing the known size of Dragonzord's foot to said mountain and applying the energy necessary for violent fragmentation against rock, we determined the destructive force to be worth more than 350 tons of TNT.
Damn! The big dragon held its own against the upgraded Thunder Megazord, and even one-shot the White Tiger Zord, which was supposed to be its better in every way.
While it's unlikely the Dragonzord could actually defeat the Thunder Megazord on its own, it certainly stands a chance with its ultimate form.
That's right, it's got a semi-Megazord mode of its own. While each Power Ranger has their own Zord, there's been a few times when a Ranger has called on other Zords, not to pilot directly, just to combine with theirs.
And so, Tommy can summon the Mastodon, Triceratops, and Saber-Toothed Tiger Zords to form Dragonzord Fighting.
I never liked that
or
one, to be
Battle Mode,
honest.
Or Dragon Megazord.
I like it when it Dragonzord combined with Megazord. It was like basically a big ol' hat. Yeah, I like that one more.
Everything in one shot. Seriously, it never lost a battle against anything Rita threw at it. So, why don't they always use that?
And Rita's magic is devastating enough to obliterate an entire floating island.
Sadly, Tommy would lose his control of the Dragonzord when he lost his powers to his one weakness. A magic candle! Oh no! Look out for slowly dripping wax!
But powers or no powers, Tommy kept fighting the good fight, eventually regaining his original Morphin abilities with the Master Morpher. Perhaps one day, the Dragonzord will rise again.
Dragonzord!
Of course, it was a sadder story. Koryu Sentai Jew Ranger. BRI had a much more
The year
unkind
was
fate.
1954, less than a decade after Japan was bombarded with the first atomic weapons. The nuclear age had begun.
But one of these
I hope this doesn't
atomic
spoil
weapons
some of the
woke
movies with
something up.
Mechagodzilla too much. Like I said, I've only seen the latest one.
This ginormous radioactive kaiju decimated Japan. Things looked pretty bad until a scientist deployed a bomb strong enough to kill the monster. the Oxygen Destroyer, which does exactly what it says on the tin.
Right. Dr. Serizawa's bomb could specifically target and destroy oxygen molecules, liquefying most living tissue. This
Yeah, that
weapon
was in the new
so
one, the
dangerous,
2019
Serizawa
movie,
feared
right?
its very
I love that. That was a nice
existence threatened
touch.
the entire human race.
So he went down martyr style, taking out Godzilla and all knowledge of his weird bomb. All that remained was Godzilla's bones.
Probably for the best. Still, a weapon like that might have come in handy when, a few decades later, another Godzilla showed up.
Surprise, bitches! Brrr!
Turns out, Japan had been the target of many different types of kaiju for years, and had developed an anti-monster defense force to combat them.
Unfortunately, their super powerful maser cannons barely even scratched this new Godzilla. Just look at him. Didn't even care.
Like the Oxygen Destroyer before, Japan needed a new weapon to combat Godzilla. They gathered their foremost experts in the fields of robotics, microwaves, low-temperature physics, and someone whose work can only be described as cyber necromancy. Together, these leading scientists developed a revolutionary weapon like nothing before it.
Mechagodzilla!
Sure, technically this isn't the first Mechagodzilla we've seen, but it's certainly the deadliest and the most unique. So much so,
Oh,
it was given its own distinct
they're using the one
name.
from Tokyo
Kiryu,
SOS.
a combination of kanji meaning machine and dragon.
Hear you? Sounds lame. I'll stick with Mechagodzilla, thank you. Standing 60 meters tall and weighing 40,000 tons with full gear, this badass cyber monster is loaded with all sorts of weapons. Rocket launchers, rail cannons, grappling wires, spinning drill hands, a battering ram jetpack, and even retractable Assassin's Creed blades with an extra zap. And just like Zilla
I never played
himself,
Assassin's Creed.
Mecha G fires
I don't get
laser beams
Shakiro
from his
Sato's
mouth.
twice,
This twin
though.
maser cannon is twice as powerful as the maser guns that successfully killed other non-Godzilla giant monsters.
Kiryu is certainly skilled in melee combat and is surprisingly athletic for its size.
Look at it go!
However, with its enormous arsenal, it is far better suited to long-range strikes. Like with its ultimate weapon, the Absolute Zero Cannon.
Damn! So it's like a super
Yeah, I think I remember that from the
As
Tokyo
the name
SOS
suggests,
film.
it unequivocally brings its target's temperature to absolute zero, or 0 Kelvin. But this beam isn't just freezing its target, it's literally destroying all of its existing energy at once. A practically impossible feat of physics. This results in crushing the entire target from within at an atomic level.
Oh my god. Zilla?
Speaking of which, Kiryu is actually built around the
Yes, it
skeletal
is the
remains
one from
of
Tokyo
the original
SOS.
Godzilla, giving them all the size and strength of the king of the monsters.
So it's kinda like they're pulling off a robotic Weekend at Bernie's with Old Man Godzilla's bones? Amazing.
Stupid
Kiryu
ads.
also utilizes biochemical and molecular-based DNA computers, which are actually based on real-life experimental technology. This infused Godzilla's own DNA to improve operation speeds and give Kiryu subconscious motor control, sort of a simple AI, which lets it perform some limited actions on its own. Exactly like my own Cyber Goose. With the skeleton of a goose and some extra parts I had lying around, I say he's a masterpiece of modern science.
Well, he's got two heads now, so do we call him a goose or a geese?
It's a goose. Just one goose.
But two heads make two goose, therefore a geese.
It's a goose!
Oh yeah, this version's much better.
Kiryu is piloted by Lieutenant Akane
Whatever.
Yashiro, a longtime member of the Anti-Megalosaurus Force, and your standard self-loathing anime protagonist.
She thinks she's worthless because she has no parents and accidentally got some of her friends killed. So now nobody really likes her, which is, real bummer. But hey, cheer up, lady! You get to fight giant lizards with a big-ass killer robot, and that's freaking awesome!
Akane doesn't technically pilot from within Kiryu, but rather from a nearby jet plane, the AC-3 White Heron, which can fly over 900 kilometers per hour. Under Akane's control, Kiryu has battled Godzilla several times, and always came out on top.
But plot twist, Akane isn't Mechagodzilla's
No, wait, there were
only
two
pilot.
movies
It
with-
turns out there's someone
with the
else behind
Mechagodzilla,
control.
right? It was the only one in that
Of
later
course,
era that had
It's the
a direct
spirit of the
sequel. All the
original
others just
Godzilla.
treated it
Surprise
Godzilla
again
as if the
with
1954
Ghost
movie was the
Robot.
only one that
The DNA mind
existed,
of
sort of
Godzilla
like
can wrestle the mech
Godzilla
from Akane
Final
at any
Wars,
point,
which also had no
causing him to lose
Mechagodzilla. What a
complete
shame.
control.
Giving the king
Even though that's
another chance to
my absolute
trash
favorite,
Japan
and
again.
that's why I love the
Always
2019
fun to
film
relive
so
the good
much,
old
because
days.
Though it is
felt like
strongly
a
implied,
Final
Akane
Wars
and Kiryu
Redux
came to an
almost.
understanding of sorts, realizing that they were each shadows of a tragic past struggling to find purpose in life.
Like college roommates.
Regardless of who is steering the ship, Kiryu is an extremely tough machine.
He's lifted and thrown Godzilla around like a sack of potatoes, and this version of the Big G weighed 25,000 tons.
Kiryu actually survived being at the epicenter of its own Absolute Zero blast, and multiple direct hits from Godzilla's atomic breath attack.
Which is even strong enough to overpower the Absolute Zero.
Kiryu is even fast enough to dodge the atomic breath, which, based on this instance where an older Mechagodzilla forced the beam into space, likely travels faster than Mach 2 speeds. Kiryu itself could also fly from Alaska to the middle of Russia while carrying another kaiju in just a few minutes. Given how quickly Kiryu's fuel burns in flight, in order to make it, Kiryu was likely flying around Mach 40.
But that's sadly the Mecha Monster's biggest flaw. Its battery life is worse than the goddamn Nintendo Switch.
While the White Herons can use
Oh, come
microwave
on.
tech to
Have you
recharge
ever
Kiryu on
used
the
a
fly,
Game Gear
full
without
charge
a
only runs
AC
for about 2
cable?
hours at most. And using more intensive features like jet flight and the Absolute Zero cannon drains it much, much faster. In fact, just one use of the Absolute Zero drains 40%.
But who cares when he's so badass he can tear you apart in just a few minutes? With all this power at his metal fingertips, this is one epic machine. No man or beast stands a chance against the might of Mechagodzilla.
桐生お前にはわかるよねさあそろそろ行こうか
I think I actually have one of these movies on
All
Blu-ray.
right, the
I think it was,
combatants are set,
yeah,
and
Tokyo
we've run the data through all
SOS.
But
possibilities.
first, I've got a kaiju-sized hunger that only Blue
Not
Apron
fucking,
can
nah, they're still doing
By
the
now,
goddamn
you've
Blue
probably
Apron
heard of Blue
ads.
Apron, the leading meal kit delivery service in the U.S.
Choose your meals each week, get the ingredients delivered to your doorstep, and whip up a meal using the easy-to-follow directions provided.
Blue Apron offers 3 flexible plans, whether it be meals for 2, for 4,
Anyway,
or the WW Freestyle
as much
plan.
as I like
You have control over
Godzilla,
which meals you receive
like I
each
said,
week,
I'm not
and each
a
delivery comes with
super
easy-to-follow
fan. I
cooking
think I've seen
instructions and all the
slightly a
ingredients
bit
you
more than
need.
a
So
third
say
of the
goodbye to those
films.
last-minute dashes to the grocery store. With
And
Blue Apron
I
seasonally
absolutely
inspired and
loved
chef-curated
the one that was
recipes,
just
you're
out in
not just making
theaters.
meals, you're making
I mean,
memories.
god
My favorite
damn,
part is
it had
feeling like a master chef,
everything I
making
thought a
creative and
Godzilla fan
delicious
would
meals
ask
with my own hands.
for. I
You
mean,
guys really need to try
kind of
it out.
reminded me of
It's
like
pretty nice coming home knowing
the
I'll
last
have a
Ninja
delicious
Turtles movie,
meal
Out of the
with
Shadows.
these.
The previous
And as a thanks
one,
to
it
you
was
for
just kind
watching
of they
this
were
show,
being
we have a deal
conservative,
you'd
taking
be
things
crazy to say
slow,
no
and then
to.
the next
Start
one they
making
just threw in
delicious,
everything. Bebop,
grab-worthy meals
Rocksteady,
at home
Turtle Van,
without the
Technodrome,
hassle.
Krang,
Try
Baxter
Blue
Stockman.
Apron.
And in
Check out
this thing, we had
value and
Rodan,
get
Mothra,
$60
Ghidorah,
off at blueapron.com/battle.
the Oxygen Destroyer,
That's
for
blueapron.com
fuck's sake, right?
/battle.
But anyway,
A better way to cook.
But right now, it's time
last
for
time,
a
like, the Power Rangers were in it, I was going for Voltron because I really love the Netflix show. This time, though, go Green Ranger. Come on. Oh, yeah, I like that model. Oh, no intro story. We're just getting right down to it, huh? Yeah, tail swipe. Fuck him up. Dragonzord, you tail whip.
Nice work, Dragonzord. Let's crush this tin can.
Yeah, fuck him up. Of course, the barbershop smokestack.
目標確認総称は警備慎重に行こう
It's really good CGI models. Ow.
倒れてる今がチャンスアブソリュートゼロ起動
That never works. That never hits when you need it to. I remember that in the movie. See?
持ちこたえてキル今行く 負けないでキルお前だけが頼りよ
Ow. Ooh. No, he ain't going down without a fight. Damn, this is the best looking one they've had, possibly.
This isn't working. We need more power.
Well, we knew that was coming. Those look like the shit models from the Megazord vs. Voltron one, though.
Buddy mode, powered up and ready for action. Let's finish this.
That ain't looking so good for Mechagodzilla now. Is this gonna work? Nope, doesn't look like it. Or maybe it will.
Keep going. We've got this.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Pull back! Pull back!
Ah, poo.
KO!
Oh man, talk about a close one.
Finding the victor here was
Tommy's
easy.
0 for
Both
2
have
with these
performed
death
amazing
battles.
feats of strength and
Sort of like
durability,
Shadow and
and
Captain
both
Marvel.
wielded massive arsenals of unbelievable devastation.
Akane definitely proved herself fighting Godzilla a few times, though Tommy did have way more experience piloting mechs and fighting monsters for years and years. Plus, he's a friggin' superhero.
But while skill and experience are incredibly important, it doesn't always triumph over raw power.
That's what she said. I hope.
Compared to Kiru, the Dragonzord was rather lightweight, with far less impressive feats of strength.
Yeah, well, Dragonzord could match the Megazord, who could lift a 10,000-ton monster. Mechagodzilla tossed around a 25,000-ton Godzilla, more than double the weight. Mecha G certainly had the advantage up close.
And also from a distance. Kiru's arsenal was overall better suited to long-range combat thanks to a wider assortment of missile and beam weapons. Simply put, Kiru possessed more options for controlling and ending this fight.
Like how they both had instant kill moves, but only one of those depended on getting right up close. Plus, while Fighting Mode's max power wasn't too clear, it could compete with the Thunder Megazord and Rita herself.
Remember how Rita blew up an island? Easily one of the most impressive destruction feats in the Ranger's early years. Based on this image, we can measure the exact scale of the island.
To blow that shit up, you'd need a blast of at least 2.6 gigatons of TNT. So Dragonzord's Ultra Drill Stab was likely in the same ballpark in terms of power output.
However, this pales in comparison to the Absolute Zero Cannon. Here, it's destroying the real-life Prince Hotel New Tower and several surrounding buildings. Using the known scale of these structures, the energy output to destroy them must equal 128 teratons of TNT.
That's over 49,000 times more powerful. And don't forget, Megagy once survived being in the middle of this blast. There was no way Dragonzord could put down this tough son of a Zilla.
Dragonzord's arsenal and Tommy's skills certainly made this an intense match, but they were clearly outclassed by Kiru's awesome power and unwavering durability.
I'm just glad they didn't let the fight drag on.
The winner is Kiru.
Oh, I was pulling for Tommy, man. I really was, but oh well. What can you do? I mean,
on the right side of the screen next to Ben, you can watch.
I remember seeing Mechagodzilla in those two movies. So, wait, what the hell is this? Probably something I really don't give a shit about. Wait. Oh, maybe I do. I never actually watched Yu Yu Hakusho, but I did read a bunch of the manga when it was like being published in Shonen Jump way back then. So yeah, I'm gonna stick around for that one. I really don't give a shit about Naruto. In fact, I kind of think Naruto's an asshole. So I'm going for high. I want to see him kick that guy's ass. Yeah.